Women-only carriages do not work, and they might actually make things worse. A change petition signed by more than 12,000 people is calling on TfL to introduce women-only carriages to curb harassment on the underground. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm happy we're having this conversation around this issue. A Girl Guiding survey found that more than half of women and girls aged 11 to 21 feel unsafe travelling on public transport. But segregating our public spaces by gender will not make this problem go away. And women-only carriages are not a new idea. We had them in the 50s, in the 60s, even in the 1850s. And Jeremy Corbyn actually proposed this idea 10 years ago. They've also already been introduced in cities like Tokyo and Mumbai and in Rio de Janeiro. In Japan in 2004, a number of train lines introduced women-only carriages. But a year later, reports of harassment rose by 15 to 20% on the same two lines. In India, 4 years after women-only carriages were introduced, saw one of the most horrific and violent acts of femicide and sexual violence on public transport. And on average, 92 women are raped in India every single day. We have the data to show that quick fixes like this do not address the underlying problem of violence against women and girls, or even prevent it from happening. Instead, reinforces victim-blaming tropes about women's safety, about women taking precautions, protecting ourselves, and putting the onus on us to solve the problem. Shifts the blame and the responsibility of public safety onto women. And while it might momentarily create an illusion of safety, it reinforces the idea that women should expect violence and be prepared to avoid it, rather than perpetrators changing their behaviour in any way. What this also will do, if introduced, is undermine the work that TfL have been doing for like the past 5 years to encourage bystander intervention, shift the blame from victim to perpetrator, to increase awareness of reporting, to increase awareness of how to spot and intervene safely when you see harassment happening in public. We need to be creating a culture of inclusion, not division. At a time where politically men and women's views are already becoming more and more polarised, where gender essentialism is raising its ugly head, where trans exclusionary policies are coming in, where we're constantly having to rehash previously busted myths, let's not fall into the trap of normalising harassment.